Hello everyone, welcome to the KZGN News. Today we're bringing news about a medical helicopter crash in Bakersfield, news from the Ridgecrest Police Department, news about a fire in Ridgecrest, news about Saturday's Christmas parade, today's gas prices, weather, sports, and much more.
From the Rademacher Hills to Bee Mountain and the mighty Sierras, Ridgecrest to Inyokern and China Lake, this is your news for the Indian Wells Valley with the KZGN News crew.
Hello, I'm Tom Wicknick. Thanks for joining us for the news affecting Ridgecrest and the Indian Wells Valley. In tragic news about a helicopter crash in Bakersfield, we get this report. 4 people are dead after a medical helicopter crashed in Kern County, California. Officials said the Skylife 4 helicopter went down Thursday night, said emergency rescue spokesman Daniel Lynch. It was transferring a patient in critical condition from Porterville Airport to the San Joaquin Community Hospital in Bakersfield. This is only about a 10-minute flight once airborne. Minutes after takeoff, the Fresno County Communications Center attempted to contact the chopper as part of a routine safety check, but it was unable to reach the aircraft, Lynch said. The Communications Center contacted control towers in Porterville and Bakersfield and established that the helicopter had not communicated with them either. At 7:30 p.m., a search was initiated. The Kern County Sheriff's Department deployed their search and rescue helicopters in an attempt to locate the medical helicopter. Federal Aviation Administration spokesman Ian Greger identified the aircraft as a Bell 407 with tail numbers N408FC. Rescuers from the Kern County Fire Department and Sheriff's Office deployed to the location of the helicopter's last known GPS signal. They found a debris field near the town of McFarland. The Sheriff's Department reported that weather conditions were very bad at the time of the crash. It went down in dense fog conditions. All 4 aboard were killed. The dead included the patient, a pilot, a flight nurse, and a flight paramedic. Todd Valeri, president of Skylife American Ambulance, said, "This incident is absolutely tragic and has really hit home to our approximately 600 employees at American Ambulance. The crew was reportedly very experienced. The FAA and NTSB will be coming out to the scene and will do an investigation of the crash." In news from the Kern County Fire Department, we get a report of a home fire. Yesterday evening, about 7:30 p.m., firefighters were called about a fire in the 1200 block of South Mahan. It was a mobile home fire. When firefighters arrived, the home was 100% engulfed in the fire. Windy conditions helped spread the fire very quickly. The home was completely destroyed, with the roof and walls collapsing into the fire. No one was injured in the fire, however, several dogs likely perished in the fire. The home is a total loss. Cause of the fire is under investigation at this time. In news concerning the Republican presidential races, there is a report that the RNC has started planning for a possible brokered convention if no single candidate gets the majority needed to be the nominee. This means that the GOP nominating contest could go well into the summer. At a monthly dinner meeting this week, Republican brass decided it would be prudent to plan for a contested convention which would be triggered if no candidate has enough delegates to win the nomination. Sources insisted that while the topic came up during the dinner, it did not dominate the discussion. Republican strategists have long theorized about the possibility of the brokered convention. This hasn't happened in decades, but it appears to be the first active planning taken by the GOP to prepare for it. This would be necessary due to the large number of candidates. The RNC stated that due to the requirement in the primary process where candidates are allotted delegates in proportion to the votes received, with so many candidates splitting up the delegate votes, it's possible no single candidate will get the required number needed. However, if some of the candidates start dropping out before the election gets going, then this possible dilemma could be alleviated. In news from the Ridgecrest Police Department, we get this report for a request for our help in locating a home invasion suspect. Last Saturday, at approximately 20:30 hours, the Ridgecrest Police Department was contacted regarding a home invasion robbery in the 700 block of East Commercial Street. 2 suspects knocked on the front door and met the residents with firearms, ordering them into the back bedroom of the apartment. The victims were also instructed to hand over their money and cellular phones before being placed in a closet. Several other victims arrived at the residence and were confronted by one of the suspects with the firearm, who ordered them into the closet with the other victims. The suspects were inside of the residence for approximately 25 minutes while they stole a safe and loaded it into a vehicle. During an investigation conducted by Detective Cushman, he was able to identify the suspects as Elliot Jones and Henry Favre. The suspects were also positively identified in a photo lineup by several victims. Yesterday, Jones was arrested in Las Vegas, Nevada. However, Favre's whereabouts are still unknown. He is charged with robbery, kidnapping, false imprisonment, and burglary. The police department is asking for your help in finding this guy. Please contact Detective Cushman at 760-499-5114 with any information regarding Favre's whereabouts. And here's another report about a vehicle theft and a warning from the Ridgecrest Police Department. In the early morning hours last Wednesday, a resident in the 1200 block of South Farragut Street went out to his vehicle and started it while it sat in his driveway. The resident then went back into his garage when a suspect came into the driveway and entered the vehicle. The suspect then left the residence in the victim's vehicle. The victim followed the suspect to an area southwest of his residence where the suspect stopped and then abandoned the vehicle. Officers located another vehicle in the area which had been initially seen by the victim following the victim's stolen vehicle. They contacted the driver, Timothy Williams, who was positively identified by the victim as the suspect who had stolen his vehicle. Officers searched Williams, and he was found to be in possession of drug paraphernalia and was on active post-release community supervision. Williams was booked into the Kern County Jail on charges of vehicle theft, possession of paraphernalia, driving without a license, and PRCS violation probation hold. The Ridgecrest Police Department reminds citizens to be diligent when leaving an operating, unlocked vehicle unattended, even in your own driveway. In this case, the victim was only away from the vehicle for a short time and the suspect was able to steal the vehicle. Now stay with us for news about our local Christmas parade right after the break. Thanks for staying with us. Now don't forget, in local Christmas parade news, we get this announcement. Santa's coming, Santa's coming. When, you ask? Well, there will be a Christmas parade again this year. The Ridgecrest Elks Club's 47th annual Christmas parade is coming this weekend. It'll be held this Saturday, December 12th. Lineup starts at 9 a.m. and the parade starts at 10 a.m. The parade route is west on Las Flores, south on Norma, east on Ridgecrest Boulevard, and then north on Boston Street back up to Las Flores. All parade participants are instructed to report to the sign-up station on Las Flores to get their spot assignment. If you want to watch the parade, we suggest you get out early to get the best spots. Once the roads are closed around the parade route, access gets a little difficult. The weather report for Saturday is nice and sunny. It will be quite cool at the lineup time, but the high for the day is predicted to be almost 60 degrees. For those driving around Ridgecrest, they should be aware of these road closures Saturday morning. Put this on your calendar, so come on out and watch the parade. Santa will be arriving in this parade. In real exciting news from China Lake, it is now possible that the Blue Angels will finally return to China Lake in 2017 for an air show. It's been many years since they have performed here. I was out there for the last show, and it was attended by people from all over the Eastern Sierra region. It was a fantastic show. I can't remember the actual numbers, but attendance was in the thousands of people. Captain Wiley, NAW's commanding officer, said that he has been trying to get them back here since he arrived. Right now, the schedule shows them coming March 18th and 19th of 2017. Yeah, that's over a year away. Let's hope this event comes through. And thanks to Captain Wiley for helping put this together. And now here's a video from China Lake. This is a very fast video, so you have to watch closely. It documents and shows many of the firsts in weapons development accomplished here at China Lake, and through the work of the Naval Air Weapons Center Weapons Division. This really is a great video. My thanks to the NAWS Public Affairs Office for providing this video. Now, in KZGN's continuous effort to provide news and information you've asked for, here are today's gas prices for Ridgecrest and some surrounding areas. As of this morning, Ridgecrest is ranging from $2.67 to $2.99, Lancaster from $2.65 to $2.99, the LA Valley area $2.55 to $2.79, and the Bishop area $2.71 to $2.99. We still have 3 stations coming in at the $2.67 figure. Tune in Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for updates. We at KZGN always suggest you shop locally to support our local economy. Remember, when you pay sales tax out of town, you're helping those cities pave their streets instead of here. Now stay with us for weather and sports after the break. Thanks for staying with us. And now here's Lane with weather.
Thank you, Tom. From the National Weather Service, a storm system moving across the western U.S. will bring heavy rain and thunderstorms to parts of the Pacific Northwest and Northern California on Friday. Heavy snow is also forecasted for the Cascades, Sierras, and Intermountain West. The heavy snowfall is forecasted to shift east into the Rockies late Friday night into Saturday. Temperatures across the nation: Carolinas at 70, Georgia at 70, Arkansas at 72, Northern Texas at 67, Arizona at 59, and Los Angeles at 61. And for us locally, tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 32, south-southwest wind 5 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 57, west-southwest wind 5 miles per hour. Saturday night, partly cloudy with a low around 32, southwest wind 5 miles per hour. Sunday, a 30% chance of rain, mostly sunny with a high near 62, southwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday night, a 40% chance of rain, mostly cloudy with a low around 37, west-southwest wind 15 miles per hour with gusts as high as 25. Monday, mostly sunny with a high near 52, west-northwest wind 15 to 20 miles per hour with gusts as high as 25. Monday night, partly cloudy with a low around 29, northwest wind 5 miles per hour. And Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 50, north-northeast wind 5 to 10 miles per hour with gusts as high as 15. And that is your forecast for the IWV. Now back to Tom.
Thanks, Lane. And now here's Tom Heck with sports.
And a very pleasant Friday afternoon to everyone. Let's first talk about the local Saracoso basketball junior high tournament for girls. Last night, on Thursday night, things got started. We had some pretty good games. The Monroe 8th grade team defeated the Murray 8th grade team, and likewise the Monroe 7th grade team defeated the Murray 7th grade team. Now, tomorrow there'll be a lot more teams coming in from the regional areas. The activities start at 8:45. It goes all day up at the college. There'll be barbecue, hamburgers, hot dogs. Come on out, enjoy some good food, also some good basketball. Support your local community and Saracoso athletics. $5 is the general admission, and that lasts all day long. Kids are only $3. That's 8th grade, and under 5 is free. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow at the college. All right, let's talk about college football. Not much going on tomorrow. One big game, the Army-Navy game, one of the oldest rivalries in college football. That game being played in Annapolis, Maryland, the home of Navy. Navy this year very strong. They'll be in a bowl game. They're 10-2. Meanwhile, Army looking for the upset. They're 2-9 right now. All right, big weekend for professional football, NFL. Tennessee will be at the New York Jets. The Jets are 7-5. They're coming off a big win over the Giants. Now, the Jets are in a position right now still to get a wild card with 4 games left. Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. The Bengals are already in. They're 10-2. Pittsburgh 7-5. They're on the bubble also. AFC South, Indianapolis tied for first place right now. 6-6. They're down at Jacksonville. They should win that game. The poor Chargers, 3-9 this year. They'll take on Kansas City, who is 7-5. The Chiefs fighting for a wild card. That game will be in Kansas City. Atlanta, 6-6, on the bubble still, against Carolina, the only undefeated team left in the NFL. Carolina, 12-0. It'll be Oklahoma City in the NBA last night. Played a very good game against a very, very tough Atlanta team. They won that game. Also in the NBA last night, it was Chicago over the Clippers, and it was Sacramento over the Knicks. Okay, tonight It's going to be the Golden State Warriors with a 23-game winning streak. They will take on Boston at the Boston Garden. Now, the Lakers tonight will be in San Antonio. The Lakers currently 3-19 this season. They've been on a 7-game road trip. They've won 1 game. They won their 2nd game on the trip. They beat Washington, but since then, they have struggled. They need to get going if they want to have a chance for a playoff spot this year. Okay, a few notes for you. Oklahoma State coach Travis Ford talking about the Oklahoma State University in Stillwater, Oklahoma. He's the head men's basketball coach. He was ejected last night from his son's high school basketball game. If you can believe it, he's been pretty mild-mannered as a head coach for Oklahoma State, but sometimes coaches, fans turn into parents that are not real happy with officials, and last night he had to be escorted out of the gymnasium in Stillwater. Wasn't happy with some of the calls against his son's team. Former Hall of Famer Dolph Schayes passed away at age 87. Now, he was a 12-time All-Star. He was the first notable big man. In fact, they named a lot of drills after him. He wrote a couple of books on being the first big man and was a dominant player. He coached for the 76ers. He played for the 76ers and the Syracuse Nationals and several other teams. John, Hot Rod Williams passed away the other day, only 53 years old. Notably, he was the 6th Man of the Year twice in the NBA. He was 6'11", played for 3 different teams, helped the Cavaliers to one of their best records ever, played for 10 years from 86 to 96 in the NBA, and they understood it was prostate cancer complications that took him. He was one of the good guys in all of basketball, very sociable, very polite, did a lot for the community, and he passes away at 53. Well, that's your sports for this Friday afternoon. Don't forget about Saracoso. Tomorrow, Saturday, action starts again at 8:45 up at the college. Have a good weekend. I'm Tom Heck for KZGN.
So that's the news for today. All of the KZGN-TV know you have a choice in what you watch for your news. We thank you for choosing KZGN-TV, Ridgecrest's only locally owned community TV station. Now stay tuned for Ridgecrest Talk coming up next.